stories, short stories. I just, growing up, actually, Pastor Bill said something about Dad being a sharp dresser. He didn't know him in the 70s. Speaking of the 70s, early 70s, vacations for our family, 7 kids. I mean, so vacations were, this is something that speaks to my dad's work ethic, of course, but packing up at first in the station wagon, and later in a motorhome, but 3 weeks in Montana while he worked. That was vacation pretty much every summer. And I don't remember the year, but it had to be the very early 70s. And I don't remember how many of the 7 of us were in the motorhome, but we actually had the motorhome at this time. And he was towing the Pinto station wagon behind me. And we would park at a KOA and Dad would go off working. And anyway, I don't remember where we were. We're somewhere in Montana, and Dad pulled over to this hippie couple that was hitchhiking. Mom's in the back screaming, "God save Cal!" And anyway, and they were true hippies. I mean, we're talking like 1971, 1972. And he didn't just pick up the hitchhikers. They actually traveled with us for 4 or 5 days. He made a bed in the Pinto for them. But this is my dad. I mean, it's just, everybody was a friend. You know, my sister Candy had a boyfriend. They broke up, and he still came over and hung out with Dad for 20-some years. And a little bit's been alluded to his love of nakedness. I've got 2 stories. One, I lived in Fort Collins, Colorado. He called me, and this was classic, happened all the time. "Hey, Craig, I'm in Boise. It's Friday morning. I'm going to come visit you for the weekend." You know, and I say, so one time I just said, "How about I meet you somewhere?" I just got my new Mustang convertible. And so I said, "How about I meet you in Jackson Hole, Wyoming? And we'll spend the weekend there." So that was less than halfway for him. And that way he could keep working instead of going all the way out the route. And so the next morning, we're in a hotel, we're sharing a hotel room, 2 queen beds. And I woke up and I hear my dad singing Jimmy Buffett, African Friend. And I roll over and look, and he's standing buck naked at the sink shaving. And I wasn't surprised at all. It's actually one of my fondest memories. And then after I moved to Colorado, my oldest son, Jason, was at the University of Washington going to school. Mom and Dad lived in the Woodinville area, and they had a pool, and of course. Jason just came by in the middle of one day, you know, and knocked on the door. Nobody answered. He opened the door, and my dad yelled, and he was home alone. He yelled, "Back here in the office!" And so Jason walked this long hallway all the way around his office at the very back of the building. And Jason comes around the corner, and there's his grandfather sitting at his desk, feet up on the desk, reading the newspaper, buck naked. And that was horrifying enough for a 20-year-old, but then Grandpa put the paper down, stood up, and gave him a hug. So, that's my father. I mean, I don't know how else to say it, man. He was just an amazing man. We talked at least 3 times a week. Not directly, usually, because he never carried a cell phone with him. And I'd call him, leave him a message, call Mom, say, "Mom, hand the phone to Dad." He was just a great friend and an amazing role model. And I had a perfect childhood. And Mom had to fix the bikes, and Mom had to build the go-karts. But Dad did a lot of other great stuff. So, I've got nothing but great